Somebody pinch me, I must be dreaming. Has the day finally come when I finally busted that 10,000 subscribers? Man, I would have never dreamt of this, man. Last year, I was nowhere near this. For those that are curious, early April of last year, I only was halfway through the 3,000 subscriber mark. Just to let you know the progress throughout the year, drastic. When you say, like, literally triple. My goodness. This is a dream of mine. I cannot thank you guys enough, man. Got a massive amount of subscribers, like in a week's time span. Like, I'm not joking. Like, I was at just at 9K, it felt like. No, I'm not kidding, right? Here's literally my channel growth. Literally on March 27th, 2021, I was at 8,973 subscribers, right? And on March 28th, I was at 9,090, like early stages of 9,000. And then all of a sudden, April 3rd, 2021, I'm at 9,927. That's freaking quick, y'all. That's like literally in the past 7 days. Not exaggerating. Started off as a Hulk page, but I ended up broadening my horizon because I like a lot of different forms of fiction, and boy, has it paid off. I'm so glad you guys like my content. Many more things planned in the future, even more versatile type of content, like maybe like taking you through my comic journey coming soon, stuff like that. Just stay tuned. And yeah, appreciate you guys' support. I think it's safe to say that I might need to try to reach for 100K now. Shoot, I really appreciate the traffic and love that my channel has been getting recently. Thank you all for pressing that subscribe button. Thank you all for all the likes. Thank you all for the activity in the comment section. Y'all conversating with each other. Even if y'all argue with each other, thank y'all for that too. Because I like the interaction just because y'all are that invested in this stuff like I am. We all nerd together. Let's get it, guys. Before we get started, I just have to say it. Restore the Snyderverse. That was one of the best movies I've ever seen in my life, but that's none of my business. The one character I feel like was being slacked off in the past Justice League movie back in 2017, the DCEU version of Barry Allen. Today I'll be covering how fast or how strong is the DCEU version of Barry Allen, The Flash. And as you know, it's technically not canon right now, but hopefully like a month or two later after I'm making this video, the Snyderverse will be canon. But this universe's version of Flash seems to have went through all the same events of the past movies, which are canon to the DCEU. So if I bring up those past movies, that's why, even though this one isn't technically canon yet, right? But let's see how strong or fast he actually is. He was incredible in this movie, but that's not my business. And also, thank you all that have donated to the channel. Appreciate it a lot. Believe it or not, he's so fast, he got an encounter with one of the rogues, Captain freaking Boomerang. Barry Allen Flash treated him like fodder, speed blitzing him in the process. I'm so glad the movie had Flash treat him like fodder. Like, they would have found a way to extend this battle in the CW. Don't you love it? Flash, raw speed.
It's like this layer of dimensional reality, and I call it the Speed Force.
Just like his comic book self, he is connected to this extra dimensional energy known as the Speed Force, which gives him his power. He's fast enough to attack in 1,000th of a second. The camera can't barely even register him. He's too fast. He can attack at this speed and just move at this speed. And he could just straight up disappear from the human eye. You gotta respect it. He was able to pretty much react to an unexpected projectile by Bruce Wayne, Batman. It was slow motion to him. Had time to look at him and everything. Because of raw speed, perceptions, respected. Raw speed, he can run on walls. Even fast characters that can block bullets perceive him. Yeah, even Wonder Woman, as fast as she is, even though she can block bullets, is slow motion compared to Flash. Gotta respect it. And having a fun time doing so. He's actually faster than Superman, even though Superman's fast enough. He can move, perceive, and just has straight up combat speed and just raw speed. He has it all when it comes to anything raw speed related. Superman did get a hit though. It was like a nudge. Naturally, he can generate electricity from his body enough to even jumpstart our mother box, right? You can even see electricity coming from his body. Huh. But seriously, what's up with his running form? I think it has something to do with the costume. You know what I mean? Yep, there it is, baby.
Silica-based quartz sand fabric, abrasion resistant, heat resistant. It's what they use on the space shuttle to prevent it from burning out on re-entry.
Naturally, his suit has heat resistance, the stuff they use on the space shuttle. But in the comic books, he's explained that he just has like a Speed Force aura when he's moving, which is why he doesn't burn up. But yeah, this is a cool explanation for the movies, though, I would say. The part that makes Barry so impressive is that he's confirmed to be faster than all the other Leaguers, and that's impressive because the other Leaguers aren't slowpokes. Characters like Wonder Woman, for example, have ridiculous combat speed, easily dodges bullets. Look how she blocks the bullets. Don't you love how he perceives things in slow motion? Everything starts to freeze. He generates so much power, his shoes cannot take the amount of friction that's getting produced. And he can just like poke through glass because that's light work for him. Caved in the ground because it's too much friction. He has enough time to analyze and take food while he's doing all of this, saving Iris West from the accident. Give me free hot dogs. He does all of this before the lady could notice that he ever left the building, trolling in the process. His striking power seems to benefit from his raw speed too. Look what happens when he does this to this parademon. Look how he dodges him. Can't land a single hit. Look at the push all the way through the walls. Wonder Woman was battling Steppenwolf in a war. Their battle was causing collateral to outside. It was endangering those people. Look at all those concrete. Flash had to do something quick to save these people because they was about to get crushed by debris. One of the better displays in this movie. Look at all that debris. Look at that speed. Protected them from all that freaking debris. Respected.
Exhume Superman from the grave. You know he could do this in a nanosecond, right? It's 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 in a nanosecond, right?
A lot of people didn't catch what Barry just said just now. He said they could dig up this grave in a nanosecond. Do you know what that is? That is 1/1000th of a second. 1/1000th of a second. Think of 1 second, right? You see, that's not that much time. Now divide that by 1,000,000,000. Flash can move like that. Not much contradicting it either. There's more statements of this. It's kind of showing that his combat speed is at least in the light speed ranges, even in this movie universe version. Not to mention Barry even stated that he can approach the speed of light in this movie. Actually, more than once.
Well, but when I approach the speed of light, well, but when I approach the speed of light, well, but when I approach the speed of light, crazy things happen to time. I might be able to wake the box.
Yep, he can wake the box because when he approaches the speed of light, right? Which is actually crazy because that's 186,000 miles per second, and that's enough to circle the globe 7 times in a second. Like, he can literally go anywhere in the world, like, pretty much instantly with this level of speed. And let's not forget about this self. He pretty much stated that he doesn't like to break the rule of going fast because he can manipulate time manipulation. Yeah, weird stuff happening with time. I know this is movie verse and this isn't necessarily comics, but this is based off the comics. But what if in the future, what if it's already hinted at the Flash can punch with Star Force in this movie already, right? Planet shattering, star busting levels of raw power already, because you remember what the comics said, right? This is just the beginning of the movie verse Flash too. You can literally see the water. Even in this occasion, it shows some time manipulation. You see that? Goes backwards. Stuff that was falling is not falling no more. There was this one funny occasion where he actually got his attack dodged by Superman. And he tackled Aquaman into the pavement. I was waiting on an Avengers Assemble moment for the Justice League, and this moment was definitely it. I just had to mention this real quick in this video. Epic shot of the whole league, except for Superman, of course. Maybe we'll get a shot with Superman like this next round. Let's pray. Flash looking epic. They was in this large battlefield. Like, you know what happened when you see the movie. Flash had to generate a certain amount of energy, so he had to like run in circles, producing a lot of electrical charge to help Cyborg hack into the mother box and break the mother boxes apart. Stuff like that, right? I mean, just look at that raw freaking speed, guys. I love that this Barry Allen in the Zack Snyder version didn't seem like such a scrub. Like in the first movie, they made it seem like he didn't never been in a fight and didn't know how to fight. He knows how to phase, like AKA go intangible where stuff passes through him. And he even knows how to do speed healing with the Speed Force. Like, he's pretty experienced in this movie. Literally about to be the end of the freaking world. Start vibrating to phase through the explosion. He literally watched how the world was getting destroyed. Speed healing.
I go faster than the speed of light, far beyond the speed of light, far beyond the speed of light, far beyond the speed of light.
Notice how he said far beyond the speed of light. So it's kind of confirmed that he can go far beyond the speed of light. We just don't know the exact amount yet because we don't have no concrete calcs or nothing, right? That's freaking insane. Remember, Wally West in the comic books has this thing known as the infinite mass punch. When you punch at light speed, his fist is like a white dwarf star. Hey, this could kind of confirm maybe possibly in the future we'll see Barry Allen produce star-shattering levels of force because of his fist being able to move this fast. The movie characters could already be planet busters for all we know. It's so early in the process. Just because they haven't done it yet doesn't mean they can't do it. We'll just have to wait and see what the future holds for right now. I wouldn't doubt it though, you know what I mean? Think of the movies as a constant form of retconning. I wouldn't try to put a cap on their power levels too early on. I mean, their movie universe is just getting started. People try to like put these limits on these movie characters who are based off of comic book characters that have way better feats. Just kind of seems a little silly when we know they're going to get better feats based on their comic book self. You know what I mean? He's literally changing fate of everybody, including Superman would have died here. Literally turning everything backwards. Is that epic or what? Even Superman would have died, guys. I shouldn't have to keep saying this, but yes, I know this is not a comic book version of him. But just never forget that the comic book version of speedsters in general, not just necessarily Flash, but people that Flash fights, have had their punches compared to Superman by Wonder Woman, stuff like that. A person that wouldn't know how strong he hits, stuff like that. It states being punched at light speed will do that, right? I'm telling you, these DCEU characters could already be planet busters for all we know. How'd you enjoy this presentation of DCEU Flash? Did you know he was this fast? Did you catch some of those statements about him being able to move in a nanosecond in the movie? You might have caught it, you might have not. That's some ridiculous combat speed even for a live action version. I'm just saying. I'm just glad that we got a live action version of Flash from which I've noticed is pretty consistent when it comes to low tiers not being able to hurt him. I loved how he treated parademons in this movie like literally nothing. That's how it should be. That was one of my problems with a TV budget Flash. They kind of find conflict with people that they shouldn't necessarily even be a challenge for them just for the sake of extending the television series long. You know what I mean? CW Flash had his moments, but I love the higher budget. They don't make excuses for why the Flash struggles with certain people. Man, I can't wait to see a Flash film and we see Gorilla Grodd. Man, what? One of my favorite Flash villains of all time, and is underrated. And I got a video about the comic book version on the channel, so check that out. When it comes to anything dealing with the multiverse, stuff like this can happen. I just can't wait for the future. For the power levels of the DCEU characters. Remember how strong DCU Superman is? Off panel, he did a feat that was stated in the newspapers in Batman vs. Superman the movie, which is in the same universe as this. He was able to move a tectonic plate. That gives you an idea of how strong his punching power could be, because we know Superman can lift a certain amount of weight. He can punch harder. Just how us in real life, we can lift a certain amount of weight and we can punch harder. That's just how things work. I don't see why the same shouldn't apply with Superman considering how much speed he got. You know what I mean? Not to mention that it's confirmed that DCU Flash is faster than this Superman, right? Even if it is slightly, just casual, right? That's still insane because confirmed that this Superman's combat speed is comparable to his travel speed. No, seriously, like it's seriously just outright stated. It states here, his reflexes are equally as quick. It states here, in an instant, he can accelerate until he's moving swifter than the speed of sound, leaving a thunderous sonic boom in his wake. His reflexes are equally quick, which is very impressive. With his lightning-fast reflexes, he can think and react in time to control his action when moving at super speed. Otherwise, he wouldn't be able to avoid anything in his way. That would make him heroic, right? And Flash is faster than this guy in this universe. This is just scratching the surface. I'm pretty sure I'm going to make more videos about this guy in the future when the DCEU extends. I'm rooting for the DCEU, and I'm wanting the Snyder cut to see the real Flash and not the scrubby Flash that we saw in the 2017 movie. He actually knew what he was doing in this movie. Even though he's still not the best Barry Allen when it comes to actually portraying the actual character acting-wise, but when it comes to just being just bad A, right? It was just epic. So I kind of let the terrible portrayal of Barry Allen slide just because I was so entertained by how cool he was portrayed and how he actually was experienced in fighting for once. You know what I mean? Now, when it comes to comparing this movie version of Flash versus the other powerhouses we've seen so far, like Wonder Woman being another powerhouse in the DCEU, Superman being the top at the food chain at the moment, one could say Flash is more powerful than these powerhouses depending on how you look at it, just from his fate manipulation stuff. He can literally change your fate, go back in time, kill you as a baby, technically, right? He can just kill you as a kid or something before you even knew how to fight or something like that, right? One could say he also has hacks abilities like being able to negate durability, like phasing his hand through your chest or through your heart, something like that. Something you got to consider when it comes to these battles. And just in straight raw punching power, one can say he basically has super strength when you're this fast. I mean, you can produce so much energy with your punches, with your speed at this point, right? Which could also put him on these guys' level higher, depending on how you look at it, right? But the fate changing thing is what really makes him possibly above these guys. You know what I mean? But if you count that as hacks, well, in raw power, he still should be somewhat close. Maybe in the future, we'll see him actually punch something while moving at the speed of light. We already know he can fight at these speeds, so it only makes sense that he can punch at light speed, even in the movie universe, right? I mean, he can do everything else at light speed. He even said he can dig out a grave in a nanosecond. That's 1/1000th of a second. But what do you guys think? Put your comments down below. Let me know what you all think. Are you new to the channel? You like my other Flash videos that I made that are about the comic book one? You might want to check those out. To see the true potential of how strong these characters can possibly be, you got to look at how strong their comic book sales are. It makes you wonder, like, if they're that strong in comic books, will the movies push it that far? Or will they stay a little bit more grounded? You know what I mean? I think certain stuff they should stay grounded on. But I would say just go all out when it comes to the wonkiness in live action. I mean, that's why we love those characters anyway. As long as they have good special effects, I'm down. I'll see you guys later, though. Post your comments down below. Let me know what you all think. And please check out those playlists. You will not regret it.